From the deserts of Africa to the deserts of Australia and North America, people tend to think of them as little more than sandy places where it barely ever rains. But there's more to the story than people might think. Deserts are home to a variety of plants, animals, and even people who have adapted to life in the desert for thousands of years. Before we begin, we need to know the classification of a desert. Considered by most scientists, deserts are dry landscapes with low amounts of yearly precipitation and are generally not suitable for human habitation. But some people have been able to survive in deserts, such as the San peoples of southern Africa, the Aborigines in Australia, and various tribes of North American Indians. As mentioned before, most people think of deserts as typically sandy, barren landscapes, but contrary to popular belief, there are many different kinds of deserts. The 5 main types of desert are hot and dry deserts, semi-arid deserts, coastal deserts, cold deserts, and polar deserts. Hot and dry deserts are what we call the typical desert. Here, the skies are clear, the sunlight is intense, and there are long periods without rain. Surprisingly, life exists in a place like this. Plants that store water have deep root systems, and some don't have leaves so as to not lose moisture, like cactuses. Animals here are nocturnal, emerging at night to avoid the heat during the day. You can find much of the same in semi-arid deserts and coastal deserts. Semi-arid deserts are like less intense versions of hot and dry deserts, featuring a mix of grasses, shrubs, and small trees. Animals here are often active during the cool parts of the day. Coastal deserts, as the name implies, sit next to oceans. Strangely enough, they are still as dry as the other desert types. These deserts are influenced by ocean currents that cool the air, causing fog, mist, and low clouds to drift in from the sea. The landscape can look rocky and somewhat scrubby. The plants here have leaves unlike their hot and dry desert counterparts. Cold and polar deserts are where the classification of a desert is really stretched. They experience low temperatures like other deserts, but they also have long, cold winters and occasionally short, mild summers. Most of the moisture they get falls as snow rather than rain. In cold deserts, sometimes known as temperate deserts, the ground is rocky and gravelly, with sparse vegetation that can handle the harsh climate. The animals here have thick fur, layers of fat, and seasonal behaviors that help them survive. Polar deserts crank it up to 11, located near the poles where temperatures remain cold all year round. They are technically considered deserts because snowfall is minimal and the dryness in the air. The landscape is dominated by ice, snow, and rock. Plant life here is scarce, limited to hardy mosses and algae. The animals here are specialized for the cold climate and rely on the surrounding oceans for food. So there you have it. Deserts, what most thought as merely dry barren landscapes, incapable of breeding life, are full of small, wonderfully interesting details with a wide variety of climates.